it's Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday, everybody. If it seems like I'm rushing, that's because I just brushed my teeth. I forgot to do that earlier. And I'm suddenly warm. And then we still had to mess with the lights. Happy Sunday. Hello, Skinner. Congrats on being first.
On being
second.
everything.
Not third, but thank you for being fourth and thank you for the resub. That is much appreciated.
Thank you for the resub. Appreciate it.
When you tried to be third, I realized that I hadn't started half of the programs that I needed for the stream. And then I turned them on and then Ranger could use it. So now it's working. Yes.
Madness
hello
doesn't
Ranger.
count.
Hello Psycho. Hello everybody. How are you all doing?
How's the moving coming along, Ranger?
Yes. How is it happy when it's Monday tomorrow? Because it's a happy Sunday because we get to spend some time with you.
I was gonna say something along the same lines, but you're pretty good.
Yeah, because I'm adorable.
We're gonna go, we're living in the moment and we're all together and, you know, all of that. It's an injustice. It's okay, Skinner, we saw.
If you had done it at the right time, it would have worked. As some people point out sometimes to me, a skill issue. No, it was entirely my fault. Also, my hands are dry. Let me moisturize.
Yeah, give me a little bit too. Half of what you have. Okay.
There you go.
Might as well.
I've done so much stuff today and yesterday.
It's been a really productive Sunday, at least.
Yeah, not so much yesterday. Yesterday was hellish. It was like almost 100 degrees here.
Yesterday was too warm.
I've been so uncomfortably sweaty all day. For those of you that don't just love being all hot and sweaty, I think everybody else knows that feeling when it's so warm inside of where you live that you get like this sticky feeling all over your body and you just feel kind of gross. That all day after like 10 a.m. It's not nice.
Yeah.
I was not made for this.
It seems like summer really has arrived officially.
Yes, and now summer can be over for all I care. That would be nice.
But regardless, even though it was really warm today, it's been really productive. We've done a lot of cleaning, like the apartment. At least I want to say half of the apartment is all shiny.
Hasn't been this clean in months. Yes, months. Yeah.
You did a really good job. I'm proud of you. Usually when we clean, Jack does like 5 minutes of cleaning, 15-minute break.
No, 5 minutes of cleaning, 10 minutes of complaining, 3 hours of breaks. Oh no, I have to set up YouTube uploads. And then I'm done cleaning.
But today you did really well. You did lots of cleaning.
Yes. And
like,
you
I'm not even sure.
Can't even see that because one thing I always make sure is good to go is what's in this frame.
The rest is almost stashed in the corner.
Shh, they don't see that. I can tell you that the rest of this place has also been cleaned up.
You did a good job here.
It almost looks like people live here that do care about how the place looks like.
You clean your apartment?
Not enough.
Not enough, yeah.
No. It's not like, you know, those people on TV shows where like camera crews go over and then you go like, oh my god, that's disgusting. I hope that's never me. It's not like that, but there's more dust than there should be.
Honestly though, the dust is something I can forgive in our apartment. We live right next to colonies, garden colonies, because I can already hear community gardens, and it gets incredibly dusty here. The moment you open a window, it's like poof. And we have a dirt road next to us, so every time someone comes by, it's like poof, right into the apartment.
It's the price we pay for living the quiet life at home.
So tomorrow it will once again be dusty in here.
Yes.
So I stopped caring a bit more about that.
Bet you don't even have lights in the background. Yes, we do. This is totally not a green wall that we've...
Do you know how much we pay for electricity to have all of these running?
If I go back too far, I fall into the void. It's so bad. You wouldn't believe how often we have people come over and then they just vanish into this. Talking about lights, I've deep cleaned the computer and redone cables. The camera and the lights are now plugged in differently. If anything fails, I'm sorry.
Please let us know.
Yes, I tried to make things more stable and I tried to improve them. If it still doesn't work now, then I guess we gotta move. Because it's like too warm in here or something, maybe the place is just cursed.
I mean, this place is definitely cursed, but for the wrong reasons.
Can't believe you haven't used the green wall for promos yet. Promos for what?
Oh, like advertisement texts.
Oh.
I'm gonna start putting a sign like your message here for $5 a stream.
Can't do that on Twitch anymore.
Not really.
Only if it's up to a certain size. I mean, yes, you can do that. You can put logos and stuff. Listen,
it's the green screen. You
Twitch,
pick what's on there.
Yeah, but Twitch recently changed their advertising guidelines, not for the ads they run on your channel when you press the ad button or pre-rolls and stuff, but for what you are allowed to do in terms of ads.
Oh.
And we don't do ads, so I didn't read them because...
Excuse me? Our big part of our intro is ads.
No, that's an intro video. I don't think you can I don't think it's counting as advertisements if it's for yourself. Because no other company pays us to say, hey, did you know we have merch? You know? So...
I'm not sure.
I don't think that counts. But, yes. Not this. This was a... How old is this shirt now?
It's less TOS if you do it, but
yeah.
I'm the one wearing it.
How old is this shirt now? When did we get it?
I bought that one for you
8 years ago, so not
something
before,
like that when the
before after we moved in.
Had a Nintendo deal.
Yeah, one of the
first.
It
was when we already were here.
One of the first Nintendo collaborations with Uniqlo. Like 8 years ago.
Clothing store.
Very international, I think. They never really make stuff like this anymore, which is a damn shame, but I'm happy I got this one. It's nice.
They still have collaborations with other
not
things.
Like where the whole shirt is like actually made like this, because this is not printed on there. This is actually the fabric.
I've been a bit disappointed.
Really nice.
Like they had one with Splatoon, Naruto, Dragon Ball. Like they have some good collabs every now and then, but I feel like the designs are a bit lacking sometimes.
Compared to these, yes.
Those were really good.
My cables stay where they are until the heat death of the universe. I had to look at the cables because I also dusted under the desk and stuff.
The cables are quite a mess, there's so many.
Not because I want to, but I figured, you know, we have this like power socket thingy. Like, what's the English term for these, Tifa?
Oh, the big power plug things.
It's a power strip. That's the word. I always thought a power strip is something you pay a lot of money for in a strip club. No. I liked my joke. Tifa didn't even get it.
That was bad enough.
It was so offensive that your body went like...
My stomach got upset.
Yeah, fair enough. No, we have this power strip right here, like just outside of the frame, under there. And it's facing...
No. I think it's more here.
I am already...
You made such a big deal about pointing out where it is, like...
Yes, because it's where my feet are. Now, the power strip is facing upwards, so all the stuff is like plugged on top of there. The thing is, if dust collects inside the sockets of a power strip, I believe at some point that becomes a fire hazard. So I did clean that too. And then I also did the cables and stuff, because I was already spending way too much time under there anyway. So...
I mean, might as well. Might as well.
Adding on to your trailers, anything else for merch? Yeah, exactly. Maybe we can still.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. It's a good idea.
Jack, that little ponytail is lit on you.
It's actually one of those plastic hairbands, so that I have this glorious mane. Hello, Fairy Lolly. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
That thing what some soccer players use that you like slide into your hair.
Yeah. Also, I think I just hit the microphone if I did. Sorry.
I think your hair might be long enough again already to put it in a ponytail.
Yeah.
It should absolutely.
It's way long enough for that. I've been able to do a ponytail, like one of it holds, for like a couple months now.
I was gonna say, you just don't really do it anymore since you have those hair things.
Yeah, I find this to be better for holding the shorter hair here. Because if I do a ponytail, my problem is that at some point the hairs here get loose, like individually, and when they fold over into my eyes and then I get irritated because why are there hairs in my eyes? And I don't like it. So this is just more convenient. Yes. Tifa looking glorious as always. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Very braidable. Especially when it's longer, his hair is really good for that because he has very thick hair. So
like a horse.
Yeah, exactly. So you get but much smoother. You have really soft hair. So you get these very thick braids. I think we did that on stream once. When we had the hair redeems for you.
Every time somebody mentions my hair, again, reminder, I suffer from my hair. It's horrible. My hair is so soft, like these hairbands, they slide down at some point. It's horrible.
Oh no.
I'm blessed like that. I don't even need to do anything for it.
And on the other hand, I took a shower earlier and I had such a big knot in my hair that covered my entire hair. I'm holding it and it's everything in that one knot. It took me forever to get my hair out.
And I get out of the shower, I brush.
And it's out.
Yeah, it's straight hair, what can I say? I'm lucky.
I brushed, but
Tofu's mohawk.
I can already get stuck in my hair.
Tifa mohawk?
I seriously have been looking for my mohawk pictures, but I cannot find them. And there is no way. I never sent them to someone by email or something. And back then I used to have a Hotmail address.
You still have a Hotmail? Oh wait.
Yeah, I still have it, but I don't use it anymore.
That was it. Carry on.
I need to go and look through them again.
It was funny in my head.
I found some older pictures, especially during my super small afro phase when my hair just got cut and I was all emo and looking like Annie. But not...
Understandable though, because you basically looked like a Q-tip.
Basically. But not my mohawk pictures, and I am kind of sad about that.
One day, maybe one day we can all bully, peer pressure, encourage Tifa into trying to do another mohawk.
I mean, maybe. I remember using 4 jars of gel.
That's a lot.
Oh, gotta keep my curly hair up.
Yeah, fair enough. Funny for the best dry shampoo, so hair wash days are less and less ew, but also yay! If it works for you.
Oh, I wanted to look into dry shampoo at some point.
Talking about Tifa, I have prepared something.
What's
Tifa would like to tell you all something about a new, recently rekindled passion she has.
Oh, you mean Jack would like to tell you?
Jack would like to show off because I've got 2 amazing things from Tifa, but I'll allow you to tell people what we're about to see. No, it's not tears. No!
Did you break? You broke it!
I didn't break anything.
Why did you put them in there?
I had to put them somewhere. Just be careful. Anyway, Tifa.
Excuse me, you don't put them in a bag, especially not when it's already...
Just fix it later. Now, intro.
Wow, there's no fixing it. Anyway.
It's almost like we're prepared for this moment.
I saw some videos the other day again about, I think in America it's mostly known under perler beads or ironing beads.
Perler beads? Oh yeah, that's an actual thing.
Yeah, it's the name of them.
Oh, that's the name of a company.
It's like these little beads that you put on a plate, make a design, and then you iron over them to stick them together. And I was like, oh, you know what? I want to do some stuff like that too.
It's like pixel art, but with plastic.
Some really cute designs. So I bought this starter set again, which is kind of shitty. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. See if I like it again. And then maybe start doing a bit more with it. And I made 2 designs so far.
Wait, me first.
Okay, you first.
So when Tifa finally gets the package delivered yesterday, she's like, oh my god, I'm going to start doing these immediately. You have to do them with me, Jack.
Jack gave up after 20 beats.
I got tilted after 5 minutes. It's
no
so
patience.
annoying. No, I'd rather do digital art on a computer. But Tifa stuck with it, and she has made a little link. Which
it looks so cute.
You can't really... Oh wait, yeah.
You can kind of see it.
The colors are a bit off because of the green screen effect. But I think this is Link from the Minish Cap, right?
It's super cute.
And
I
then,
made a Squirtle. No, Squirtle.
That's not a Squirtle.
Charmander. I made a Squirtle today, that's why I said Squirtle.
That's also not a Charmander, this is Charmander.
Charmander.
This is a Charmander.
Or Charmander.
A Charmander.
Charmander.
And currently she's working on a Squirtle.
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Yeah. But unfortunately, Tifa didn't iron the tail hard enough.
You broke it!
Tifa.
See? He put them in a bag. Charmander.
It's literally dying in front of you because you killed it. Yeah, the tail is coming off. The flame. Oh look, there you go.
I mean, it looks cute, isn't it?
It's adorable.
Chunkmander is a very special boy, yes.
Yes.
And I also made a Squirtle.
No, a Squirtle.
A Squirtle. But yes. I still need to iron it, like it's done, but not done.
The inspiration of... This is not an original thing she made, she found these online. There's also a...
It's like a whole set, you also have
a Pikachu
and all of that.
And I have no idea how to rename the Bulbasaur because they all look like this. They all look like they need a cookie and a hug and potentially therapy.
If the flame goes out, it fucking dies.
Good thing the flame is back on.
You know, after it was born, no one expected it to live long anyway.
Oh god.
My poor thing.
This one hatched early. Very early.
I'm still like checking, I mean, how I would like it ironed best. I don't know if you can see it better up close. I can't see myself.
No, you're just killing the autofocus.
Okay. Like you can see there's still some holes in that, so I'm like experimenting
they're
with
beads,
that.
So
yeah, but you can have them like fully ironed, so that everything closes up, but then they turn into like squares and you get this pixel effect. Now you can still see they are beads. Like
Wishmander.
I'm not sure what I like best.
When you breed with the same Ditto for 10 generations. Yes. Yes.
I'm kind of enjoying making them so far, and it's somehow also very relaxing. So I think for now I'll keep going.
You have these super tiny little things, and then you have like these plastic pins, and then you need to put them on there. And if you just look at them the wrong way, they all like fall off. It's like
maybe we should do a beading stream.
No. No.
Bead stream.
No. I don't.
Oh, there you have it.
No. Chunkmander will not succumb. We will need to fix that tail after the stream. We need to go over it with
thoughts and prayers for Chunkmander.
Yes, it's safe. It's back down there, and it's back in its little bag, and it's good. Make one of Genocide Jill.
Oh, that could also be cool.
Do you know how many beats you would need for that? That's like high resolution-ish.
Yeah, but I've also read about an app that can make patterns out of every picture. Also like real life pictures of your dog or something, so that you can make a pattern with that. I've seen some people with the result, which looks awesome.
Go find that, because I am in need of a program such as this. And I will not tell you why.
I will check that. Continue the series and make merch of them. I was thinking if at some point I can actually get the hang of the ironing to a degree where it's like all even and I get too many of them, maybe I'll put them online or something. But right now, it's not really good enough.
Can you do a wish papyrus?
That would be kind of cool. If there's anything in 8-bit, like it's possible.
If it translates well into a low pixel art style, or Tifa has like a week of time to do like a really big one, potentially. Yeah. Imagine taking a jello shot, but it's actually a Ditto.
Oh, no.
I have a feeling there is at least one Rule 34 picture of that happening under the war tag. And I'm pretty sure there's at least one fan fiction that is about possession that has that as a plot device.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Google it because I don't want those things in like my history, but I'm pretty sure those exist. Ditto has been around for over 20 years.
I'm not gonna look that up.
Thank you for putting that into my head. Tifa art merch. Well, maybe one day.
It's probably gonna be a long time for that. Iron emotes. Jack said the same thing. I thought that was kind of a cool idea as well. And at some point, like I said, if I can do the ironing evenly, because with those two it was a disaster, but I think I didn't heat up the iron.
I actually did better at ironing than Tifa did.
Because then the iron was hot. I told you it wasn't hot enough and you were like, oh, don't leave it on for too long. It takes like 5 minutes for that thing to fully heat up. So
not
next
in my
time
hands.
I'm gonna leave it stand there for 5 minutes and then I'll start doing it. Regardless,
worked fine for me.
And then I was thinking of doing some emotes of everyone and then shipping them out. That would be good.
Emotes of everyone.
Taking some emotes from people.
So you're stealing?
Yeah.
I will potentially stop her from doing that. Not the slime girl I wanted, but the one you got. Yes.
Hey, good job.
I know it. Talking about not wanting something, but getting it anyway. Tifa, how about a recap of what happened the last time we played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney?
Yeah, we are still in episode 5.
That is correct. Yes.
I believe we are about to head into the last day of the trial. I'm quite sure we did all of the researching and everything for the last day. I heard it too, but I'm not sure.
There was a clicking sound coming out of our lights, and I don't like that.
Slightly creepy, but anyway. We have found out that Lana is in fact not responsible for the murder of Goodman. She has been blackmailed by Gant to be taking orders from him, as we already expected, because he has some shit on her, especially concerning her sister, I believe. Her orders were to come to the office, pick up Bruce Goodman's dead body. She actually did that, put the body into Edgeworth's trunk. We have no clue how on earth she managed to pull that off, but
she's just that good.
I mean, obviously, apparently, she's just that good. Then, after she arrived in the parking lot, she saw the knife from the SL9 incident was in there. She didn't want to leave it in Goodman's body, so she pulled out the knife of his chest and then plunged another knife in his chest, which is also the moment that our lunch lady
killed a dead person.
Yeah. So yes, she did stab
the
body.
She mutilated a corpse, I think is the technical terms.
So the stabbing was all real.
Yeah. Except nobody died because Bruce had unfortunately already left behind his mortal coil.
But she didn't kill him. So that's exactly what we expected. She's not gonna get away, or she's gonna be able to get away from this because she didn't kill someone, she just stabbed the dead body.
Which is still, it's not the nicest thing, but...
Lana hasn't told us everything yet though, because I don't think
she has told us that Gant is behind everything and he is blackmailing at least her, most likely everybody involved.
I mean, she told us way more, but not everything yet, and now we need to like put it all together in the last day of court, try to get Gant and free everyone.
Also, we got to all of these conclusions and were able to have this conversation with Lana because we broke into Gant's office with the help of Gumshoe.
Who got fired for helping us.
Yes, and then they kept Emma for questioning, which, of course, is totally not strange. You know, 2 adults, 1 16-year-old girl. Police guy immediately gets fired, other adult gets kicked out, 16-year-old girl stays behind by herself. Weird. Too long, didn't read Gant Sassy Barker. Exactly. That's the short and sweet
everything
version.
In one. Also, Lale, if you can still hear us, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. Whew. How is the moving coming along, Ranger?
Ooh, IP theft.
Is the house all done and dandy?
Done and dandy? What?
I don't know, it sounded cool.
Tifa, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Video games.
Loading. Oh, we saved at a perfect moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true, it was the save from the game.
That was the point.
Yeah.
February 25th, 9:47 AM, District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
I thought the next day would never come. That day lasted for like 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah. No, it did.
Like, quite literally.
Yes. That's been the longest work day I've ever experienced.
Kids' room is fully done. Kelly's office is next.
Nice. Then living room and kitchen will be painted. Okay.
Nice. You're making good progress. You're doing everything yourself, no? Or do you have some help?
Is the kitchen already like the kitchen already in there, or do you still need to get like a stove, an oven, and all of that? Because I find like moving into a place where most kitchen or like the essential kitchen stuff is already there makes it way more livable faster versus having to move in, prepare everything, and then wait for the stuff to be delivered.
It's more like a rental thing, though.
Is it? I wouldn't know. I've never owned an apartment or house. Basement will stay as carpet for now. We will just deep clean again. That makes sense.
Yeah, you can always do that later if you want to.
I was hoping we had some background music, but game disagrees. We're doing all the aesthetic stuff. We hired professionals on the sewer and electric. Kitchen is fully furnished.
Oh, nice. That already helps a lot.
Do you have plans for the basement? If I had a basement, I would build a streaming studio.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I had the space.
Or have like some other chill room, put like a pool table there or something.
Put a pool in there. An infinity pool.
I mean, could also work.
Fridge and freezer, microwave, oven, dishwasher. That sounds like all you need. Yeah.
Well, you still need a stove, but still.
And an instant pot, and an air fryer, and a foam pit. It depends on what kind of parties you want to celebrate down there. Yeah, that you could do that. That's true.
No, that's really nice. The one thing I found it really weird in Germany is that most places come without a kitchen. We were quite lucky that the apartment we moved into already has a kitchen in there, and we were forced to buy it from...
I'm not talking about the 4 walls that make up the kitchen, it's about the stuff inside.
Yeah, which was also kind of nice that we had to, because we didn't have a kitchen ourselves yet, so we would have to buy one. But usually if you move into a place, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, there's power sockets, water thingies, and then you go, now
so you need to bring your own kitchen, place it in there, and when you move out, you also have to take your kitchen along again. Which I thought was the weirdest thing, because that's usually, the kitchen is like standard in there already.
It'll be my bedroom when I move over. Sounds good. Basement's huge. Master bedroom is down there for me and Kelly. There's a storage room, bathroom, and my office is down there too.
Ooh, very nice.
You make me jealous. Yeah. Had to buy a new kitchen too.
Perfect.
Exactly. It sucks. Yeah. Left a washer and a dryer too, and a huge TV mounted in the living room.
They left a TV behind.
Nice. I mean,
that's kind of random, but hey, bonus.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, I'll take it.
That sounds good.
But the shittiest thing, if you have to buy a new kitchen, is that it also needs to fit.
Yeah.
Like if you have a cupboard too many, or the dimensions don't fit in the kitchen you're moving into, like that sucks.
Pay to have it custom made. Economy goes brrr. You know what also goes brrr? This room. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma for that matter? It almost seems as if...
How would he be able to reach Lana? He needs to call the detention center for that. Or does she also have her cell phone?
We don't have cell phones in this version of 2016 Japanifornia.
Oh yeah, true. We have to go everywhere physically. I forgot. The phones are just decoration.
Isn't this way more personal? Who do you think this is?
Marshall? No.
You think it's Marshall? I think it's...
The text is too Gant. Gant could be. Or Lana. Go with Gant for now.
Something's been happening behind the scenes.
Ah, I forgot about Edgeworth.
Didn't expect him to talk to us before the trial.
Same.
Edgeworth!
Knowing you, you've already figured it out.
You sound different suddenly.
Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch.
Hunch?
We We know. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out.
Also, for Edgeworth, it shouldn't even be figuring out. He could just ask for it.
No, he couldn't. Because he needs special permission to access the records of executive level data.
He seems like his position is high enough to be able to ask for that, though.
Apparently not.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. Well, now you might as well say his name as well.
Yeah. True. Not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty.
Why are we acting... Why are the prosecutors always acting like this is a round of Mario Kart or Smash Brothers or something? 5 minutes, then you'll be laying on the floor, guilty. Take your time, dude.
It kinda is to them. They just want to get over it as soon as possible.
But she didn't do it.
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Hasn't he had conversations with us before?
Yeah, but not to talk about details of a trial. Before the trial. Usually when we talk, it's after.
Oh, true. No, wait. I'm also thinking about the case where we defended him from being a murderer and when he did talk to us because he was our client. 8675309? Please tell me that wasn't like your password or something. And you... Because like, it's numbers and a question mark. Either you're asking or you were trying to log into a computer software.
That's my password.
And you hit the wrong window, my friend. Lana is hiding something and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
It's a song.
What?
Wait, that's... Let me very quickly throw that into Google.
What?
It actually is. Jenny, and then the number. I'm gonna leave this open.
I did not know that you could just randomly punch numbers on the numpad and then you would come up with song names. I stand corrected, Ranger. Thank you for educating me. I will listen to the song after the stream.
I've never heard of it.
No. Same.
The truth?
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
To evanescence? Bring me to life. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it. See you in court, right?
Okay, I have a question. Canonically, from what I understand, this is Phoenix's 5th case, all in all. The first one that we start with, where Mia is still around, that's his very first case where he's like the assistant. So depending on how you count, this is his 4th or 5th case. 4th one by himself, 5th in total, where he's actually in the courtroom. In every single one of those 5 cases, he turned out to be right. In all 5 of these, yes, there have been trials and tribulations. That's one of the Ace Attorney games. About how we got to the final verdict in the end. But despite it only being 5 cases that he's worked on, every single time he turned out to be correct. You could also say he was right. Sorry, I wanted to like do this, but I hit you.
I was leaning on the chair.
Now I know that only 5 cases is not much. What?
I have this one baby hair.
That's fine. It's like a cow spit lock.
Yeah, but it's like being separated from the rest.
Boo! I'll take it. I'll take it. What I was trying to say is, he's done 5 cases. I know that's not a lot in terms of like lawyering around. That's like very little. But in all 5 of them, despite the crazy circumstances, he came to the correct conclusion at the end. And he figured out, he solved them. and his old friend Edgeworth has been there. Now, if somebody still calls him a rookie, I get that. But I don't understand why Edgeworth is still like, poppycock, this is nonsensical. There is no possible way what you're saying could be correct.
Can I stop you here for a second?
Please.
Because in the 12 years we have known each other, I have been correct the majority of the times in all things. And still you go like, oh, that's not true. That's poppycock. That can't be. And then at some point we look it up and then it's like, oh, you're actually correct. Like, what's the difference?
How dare you use my own shortcomings against me? How dare you?
It's the same situation and you know it.
Okay, fine, I'll accept it. Yeah, you're right. Carry on. This is it.
You may not believe it, but off stream I am correct in almost all of our arguments or discussions or anything.
And it hurts exactly as much as you think it would. You have so many shortcomings, it's hard not to. Rude but fair. Hello Evie, happy Sunday. How you doing? This is it.
Did you manage to make some more progress in rain code? I was going to say rain views for some reason.
Rain views?
Fuse.
Rain fuse? What? Anyway.
I corrected myself.
Go continue the game. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Look, we can press buttons.
Hey, we're starting courtroom.
Meta reason, Wright needs an antagonist to bounce off. A prosecutor agreeing with a defense attorney doesn't happen very often IRL either.
I mean...
You have a point. Yeah, true. Near the end of chapter 2. Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Making more progress.
My Sunday is complete. Have a great Sunday, Evie.
Complete? Your Sunday isn't even halfway there. Or halfway done.
Range of a day has 24 hours. You are only about halfway through.
You have more rooms to do.
Isn't it quarter to 1 p.m. where you live? You're like 7 hours behind, right? You're not my dad. No, but apparently I'm the guy that has to read the time for you. I'm just saying, there is still about half of the day left for you.
I keep saying it, Ranger, but I am.
There is some universe where Tifa is actually your mom. And your dad, or both. Maybe
I'm older than you. It's established.
Let's not go into the details of that. Near the end of Persona 1, a bunch of grinding to do and the second route, but I decided to skip on the second route for now. Fair, you can always go back and play that later.
Makes sense. How many routes are there in 1?
11:45 AM. You're 8 hours behind. Did you move into a different time zone again? Are you confusing me on purpose?
No, I think it was already that in...
The time I got reincarnated as a kid to 2 Twitch streamers. To 1! Because the joke is that Tifa is his dad. Like, I'm not in the picture in this joke, it's just her.
This was before I met you.
Apparently. True. We never talked about it.
One day, that's going to be a title though. I still want to watch that time I got reincarnated as a fridge.
That exists.
Wait, that's not the full title. It goes on a bit. Wait, that time I got reincarnated as a fridge in another world, I think.
Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon.
Oh, that's it. I thought they used that time
vending
I got
machine.
reincarnated for that.
Not fridge.
Yeah,
similar.
vending machine. That
vending
was
machine. No way! No way! Yep. Never trust a vending machine, no, no way. Actually, not a fridge. Oh, wait. Who says she's often correct? More often than other people, i.e. me?
I'm not having a discussion with you right now.
I'm just saying.
And this is not a, oh, I am right and you are not. This was a question.
Whatever. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Again!
We should watch it, Ranger.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Oh? Gant is mixing in.
But before the police chief has a proposal to make, I need more water and I need to pee.
Okay. So, I was gonna say I got emergency water.
I don't think the two things I would need to do mix very well.
Well, I can put the emergency water in your glass and then you can, you know...
Only one of these things can happen on stream, so let's take a break.
BRB.
Hello Motonard, be right back. Hi there, BRB.
Is Motonard back again?
Quick, another break. Hello Motonard. I'm sorry I had to complete a hydration cycle in my body. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. A drink to you being.
How are you? How's Groundhog? How's everyone?
Now, let's see what Chief Gant is up to. Chief Gant.
Last day in court.
He didn't just walk there, he vanished into, he appeared into the scene.
Well, he knows we are onto him because he kind of caught us in his office snooping around.
Yeah.
He probably also saw that we opened his safe and took out items. So he has something to fuck us over with.
I mean, the safe was open and the two things that were in there are gone now, so definitely he knows now.
We did a lot of psh psh, so all of his office was wet.
Yes, there was a lot of psh psh and also pff, and also true, we went through all the three basic sounds that the human can make. Morning folks, how's everyone doing? Hey Aji, then back to the pool yet? I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
Please state your name and profession to the court.
Sus.
I don't like it when the sound just fades. Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
He got in touch with Lana. Okay,
it's not too hard for him.
Yeah, but now he also had a talk with Emma.
Yeah, he probably reached out to Lana after talking to Emma, which is suspicious as all hell.
Well, now he probably has even more on her, like, you know, breaking into an office. Okay, there's gonna be something he threatened them with.
About to interrogate her anyway. I mean, she did already give one statement, maybe another. Do you get two? I mean, it's Japanophobia. Anything can happen. It's a wild card kind of thing.
I mean, usually we don't talk to the suspects themselves.
Which is weird if you ask me, but...
Like the one who's actually suspected of the murder usually doesn't get to sit in the chair. But this is a big red flag that he is the one that spoke to her.
Tifa, I think it's called the stand because people stand there.
I mean, usually they sit though.
When people get the chair in the judicial system, in most countries that's the electric chair. Anyway, lines. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
That's his plan. He's gonna have her come first. Then she goes like, oh, I'm guilty, I did it all, to like immediately close this case.
All the holes you pointed into what people were saying, that's because of this and that and this other thing. And that's why I did it anyway. So please, guilty. Put me in. Put me in, coach.
Give me the chair. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished.
I'll have a 43, not spicy, please. Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial.
Huh?
I confess to all charges against me.
This bullshit again.
On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office.
No, Lana!
Looked like she was holding something.
Yeah, she was crossing her fingers behind her back. You know, the internationally accepted sign of I'm lying.
Oh, of course, in court that also counts. Like if you lie in court but you crossed your fingers, it doesn't count.
Yes, it's not perjury.
Exactly. This is how everyone can lie, by the way. And there's nothing wrong with it. They all cross their fingers.
I would never lie. Oh, I had something. Judges hate this trick. Yes. Lawyers do too, as is evident from this reaction.
Should have had that as our stream title.
You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services.
Fired. But Lana...
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney.
Forfeit? Forfeit.
You're finally understanding Japanifornia's legal system. It took us so long. How did we never notice it? I think it's because of this text bulk, like it usually covers their hands, so we never notice they cross their fingers.
Yeah, it's so that we, as the people playing the game, don't immediately notice that we've been had. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I hate it. It only works if it's behind your back. If you cross your middle and your ring finger, it's a gang sign. That's not I'm lying. This gets you shot in some places.
No, you first cross these, and then you cross these, and then with this one you do the same, and then like I need a bit of help there, and then like this.
Okay, wait, that's. I'm lying. I'm not. I'm lying. I'm not. I'm lying. I'm not.
Yeah, it's like I'm lying. I'm not lying about.
No, that means you're saying the truth.
I'm lying about the not lying about.
Tifa would get shot for that. Yeah. Yeah. She probably would. She'd be dumb enough to accidentally walk through an area where like gang crime is at an all-time high and go like, "Hey Jack,
hey, look.
Have you ever noticed how when you do this, it kind of pulls here?" And when she's like walking around like this, or like, I don't know gang signs, I think this is one actually. And when she does all of this other stuff like Naruto, Jujutsu, as like, suddenly we're surrounded by 15 people from every single gang in the world, all of them offended by what she just did.
That sounds like it would be a very real life scenario.
How about we forfeit this conversation?
The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me. What is it with the turning around every time?
She turned to the judge. This makes sense. She's talking directly to the judge.
I don't think the judge is on that side.
Yes, he is.
No, the judge is across from her, if I recall.
So we're the judge.
No, we're standing on the sides. In the screenshots, you see us on the sides.
So where we are sitting as the players, we are where the judge is sitting.
I think now I'm not sure.
How about you just read your line and we ignore all of this?
No. Actually, wait. You are correct. The judge
is facing away from everyone. Okay. I'll take Motonard's words over yours.
I mean, yeah, but still. But it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. Why can't we just say evidence, by the way?
Because it's circumstantial evidence.
Why not just normal evidence?
Tifa, circumstantial evidence is to evidence what bullet markings are to handprints.
Why do we have to make everything longer?
I was just saying words.
Lana's a fourth dimensional being that can turn her back to everyone at the same time.
She just keeps spinning. From the perspective of all the humans in the room, she just keeps rotating.
She's so fast, you can't tell. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. My request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation.
Really? In the history of Japanifornia, this has never happened before, that somebody fired their lawyer on the spot during a trial?
I'm sick.
Really?
Can be loud.
What are you doing?
The neighbors are smoking.
Yeah. I wanted fresh air.
Or someone is smoking in front of our window.
Yeah, and it's... another place stinks. Ask her why she did it. Oh, you dance.
It doesn't matter why, as long as she done it.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a gun, you dingus. And that's why I'm no lawyer.
Yeah, and the circumstantial is the...
Mortenard. If I ever become a lawyer, you can be my Maya/Mia Fey. Every time I completely mess up, I will have you by my side to correct me at the most basic things of my job.
And then when you guys are stuck, Mortenard can use his power to summon me.
Why would we purposefully want to lose?
Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening.
It appears the time for a verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Oh, she's holding something. Oh, it's the bandage on her arm.
Edgeworth?
Oh, that's surprising.
So much for he isn't helping us.
Can we object to our own firing?
Yeah, but nobody cares. We're fired.
I suppose.
Thank you, Edgeworth!
One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Wait, you could say right now Edgeworth is going the extra miles to help us.
Wow, sorry. That really got me to the edge of my chair.
Was it worth it though? Sorry, I think have I made this pun before during this game? If not, then I've been saying
it was long overdue.
Yes, definitely.
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt.
A pun with Miles was a long time coming.
Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Your Honor, respectfully, what the fuck? Yes. Chief of Police, disrespectfully, why are you here? Why is it that every time you show up, things just randomly change?
Because Lana contacted him for this request.
How? She kept knocking on the wall of her cell in Morse code? Gant,
we already
please
went through this. Besides, Lana
tell everybody
has the super serious
confess
help in the room that could have gotten worse again.
Ah, yes. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, No.
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Oh.
That was the verbal lawyer version of a bitch slap, right?
Look at
he basically just backhanded them.
With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
So what happened to your hmms?
I did a
No, you didn't.
Well, I did in my mind.
When Tifa just starts skipping her own lines, that's when we know she was using her mental voice versus her normal talking voice.
No! To whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I can't go deep. I request the court hears her testimony.
Well, let me help you.
No. I can't go up after that. No!
Is it lower now? Try it again.
Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth.
To you, bitch! Yup.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky.
Oh, why did I think it was meant to be Gant? I meant to call him a bitch, not Emma. Don't worry.
I thought you're still salty at Emma for fucking up the SL9 case back then. I mean...
I think you're the only person who meant that. Everybody else is like, So bad.
The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. How deep?
Where did your deep voice go?
I can't. My throat is itchy.
You want me to scratch?
Oh.
Yeah, please don't do that. Something's bound to go wrong.
Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins.
You go, Edgeworth.
Everyone else, oh man, this poor kid got attacked and traumatized by a deranged murderer. Meanwhile, Tifa, oh my god, she couldn't even speak up.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator at my tender age.
Yeah, Tifa, oh man, I can't believe this dumbass kid fucked up this case. Yep. Basically her words.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
Burying evidence, I see.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. What do you mean one more time?
Again.
This is the first time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Ellipses. Well, okay then.
Sure given first.
Also, are we just gonna keep sitting there now? I mean, we've been fired. Aren't we supposed to like leave?
Yeah, but Edgeworth told everybody to shut the fuck up and back up and let him do his thing now.
So basically, we've now been forgotten.
Yeah.
We just have the best seats in the room. And now Edgeworth fully takes over.
Yes. I believe these are not billable hours now.
Were we even gonna get paid?
Probably not. Nah.
No. Please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. I would love it if for the rest of the entire case, like, Wright just sits there and occasionally thinks to himself but never speaks up because he's just a citizen there now at this point.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. That man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. The Onion Knight.
In the chest? No.
We don't know how...
Yes, Marshall died from being stabbed through the back.
Was it in the back?
Yeah. I distinctively remember that. I could be horribly... No. I could be horribly wrong, but... Neil's autopsy report. Stabbed in the back. Died from a punctured heart and lung. Gant killed Marshall.
Good remembering you did there.
Objection! Look.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
I've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. But we do.
Psst.
Mm-hmm.
Take this.
Look at all of these documents I suddenly have.
Look, under the table.
Oh no, I dropped my papers. They fell into Edgeworth's face.
Fold a little plane out of that.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Okay, press the last thing.
Who's cross-examining her?
Us.
We're fired. So Lana is now...
Tifa, listen, Japanophobia culturally is not as advanced as we would all like it to be. So this is one of the worst cases of mansplaining I've ever seen. The judge decided that Lana's decision to fire us is invalid. And Miles and Phoenix just agreed. It's horrible. It shouldn't be like this.
Even the court has acknowledged that Lana is now doing her own thing.
Yeah, but Lana doesn't even get to speak anymore now.
This makes no sense. Shriv, thank you so much for the alert.
Happy
Appreciate
Sunday.
it. Hope you're doing
I don't want to
well.
get spoiled in the case, so I won't be doing much but lurking, but have fun finishing the game.
We appreciate
Probably
it.
not today, but hopefully, maybe. We'll see how far we can go. Can't be fired if you say no. Not in Japanophobia if you are a lawyer with spiky hair.
That's some good employee rights. You're fired!
No.
I don't think so. Oh, shit.
If you want to get your boss's job, make a situation happen where they go, "You're fired," and then you go, "No, you." And then you just take their job. Yeah.
Well, that's how you get promotions.
Yeah, and that's how Phoenix Wright became the judge. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes. She was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister? She was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite a pair.
I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ.
Oh my god, Skinner finally got his wish.
I wanted to play it that day too. They should have said Gant's organ.
Emma, no, don't say these words, please. No.
Carry around a Uno reverse card, always useful.
Exactly.
You can use it in every situation, every day.
It's gonna go away, no. For a moment. It keeps...
Only you guys though.
I fully believe Skinner has played through the entire game at some point or started playing through it when we started, just so he can make those comments. And the way he did them too, because it keeps going. Yes, I'm playing around with a hairband because...
That's usually me.
Yeah, I know. Getting fired? Fire your boss instead. Getting broken up with? Now you're doing the breaking up. Getting murdered? Not anymore. This is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically. Every episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where something cool happens is just a string of no you moments.
We didn't talk about the Shadow Realm from yesterday.
At the end of the stream.
I knew we forgot something.
And it involves the Shadow Realm.
I knew we forgot something. We were even like, oh, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow when we go live.
Let's do that at the end.
Okay.
We will live.
Remember Shadow Realm, please.
I've altered the timelines. Apparently you have. While I'm making a note for myself.
It's a good thing you mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh!
Do you, Lance?
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
It's the last statement we need to... Let's just go through all of them, I guess.
How often do we have to need to have this discussion every time? I say we should press everything and then you go like, oh no, we only need to press this. And then we're gonna be in the same situation as we've been in before. We're stuck because we didn't press every single thing.
A man?
Exactly. Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, Red.
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Also, in my experience, if I go into an elevator, it takes quite a while for the doors to finally close. Mm-hmm. And even if you press a button to close the doors, it still goes rather slow. And if someone happens to put like a hand in between, the doors open again.
Not in Japanifornia, Tifa.
No, but that means this dude ran, had the time to go in an elevator, and have the doors close on him without anyone catching up to him.
First things first, as Psycho pointed out, in Japanifornia the elevators don't fuck about. So first of all, no, the elevator was in on it. Second of all, spoilers for those of you that want to learn this later, Joe Dark was actually the fastest man in the world. He's basically Usain Bolt in the Phoenix Wright franchise, in the lore. So when they say he ran out of a room and to the elevator, that happened at superhuman speed. Nobody else could have feasibly followed him.
Well, if he was that fast, he probably had time to call the elevator, wait for it, and then go up.
Basically. Yeah.
I just find it amazing that no officer...
I made all of that up, by the way.
Really?
Tifa, this is Phoenix Wright. This could very well be the next thing we learn. And don't tell me otherwise.
But you would think at least one officer would have been able to catch up onto him at that moment.
No, they were all busy drawing, like, prototypes for the Blue Badger. But things been 2 years in the making.
That is also very important. He must have been in a panic because, oh yeah, the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky in Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. And that's when I saw him.
She let him in. What was a prosecutor doing there?
That day there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant.
Damon Gant?
There.
See, suddenly Tifa is French. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. You wanna try it again, Chief?
No, I'm good.
Lazy.
Is that stuck in my hair?
Yeah, it was for a moment there.
Oh.
Almost forgot about Gant. I can't forget him.
Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that it would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in?
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but...
Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
It's funny because his name is Dark. Poetry, basically.
The lights!
Oh, wait, this is where the armor comes in.
Apparently.
He was somehow pushed back into the armor with the sword thingy, and that's how he got stabbed in the back, punctured his lung and heart.
Oh.
Someone like went in there.
Oh. Oh. So it was an accident.
Well, it was probably Gans, but still. I think that is what actually killed Neil Marshall.
Oh, Gant is so messed up. He told Dark, okay, you need to go in there, take her hostage, grab the guy, tussle around with him and push him backwards.
Now I think what the thingy was holding is in this case the murder weapon of Neil Marshall. It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out?
Wait a minute! If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
That's why he had to die, he knew the truth. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim.
Why would we stop him?
Who in their right mind would choose stop as an option? So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
I really don't even get why they always give these options. Like, why would you in any scenario, like, stop? Because it's always like, go on, or leave it.
Do the right thing, or get the bad ending. Yeah. I don't know.
Does anyone ever get fooled by that? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
Ask about the picture. Stop. Has a lawyer ever been paid to not say something? Feels like that would be too easy. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I do mind.
Read your line first, it's a new one.
I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Oh, there's more?
No, that's a new one.
Yeah, but there's
So
another
press on
line.
it.
I'll just press it.
In case someone's about to say something potentially incriminating.
I
Yeah,
guess,
fair.
Yeah, fair.
Fair, yeah, true. Like we do occasionally.
What? We never do that.
You drew a picture of a scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation, except for talk. Sorry.
I'm judging you.
I kid, Emma. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken. But I did draw it! I swear! I'm not just imagining it!
This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man? The man raised up his knife and stabbed him in the chest.
And
okay.
that's one we need to object to afterwards with
Picture.
autopsy report. No, with your autopsy report.
Right.
I think the picture is a red herring right now. That comes in later.
Sure.
Just because knowing that the picture did exist and was drawn on the back of the evidence list doesn't change anything right now.
Let's not immediately get into that, but save it for later.
That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. So go to the last one. Object with your autopsy report. Nick? Maybe I should check the evidence. X? I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that. Yes. Because this...
I think we should present the picture first here.
But why?
Because
Fine,
it is a contradiction, because it says it's been lost, and then we go,
we'll
ha ha
double
ha,
contradict.
it's not lost, but just in
Fine.
case, oh.
Fine.
Where's
True,
the
this is also a
evidence?
contradiction because she says it's lost, but it's not.
Exactly.
Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence?
He didn't deny it though, he just said he never received
No, he did
it.
deny it.
Because he never got it.
Yeah, so
Which
he's
is
denying
weird.
it.
Well, he's just saying he didn't get it. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Lo and behold,
Tifa, lo and behold. No, lo and behold. You do, Tifa, the only time somebody lo and beholds is when they go to the bathroom and grab their junk.
Yeah, but at this point it's more like a trigger.
Yes, you are triggering me. Yeah, every single time you say that, it's lo and behold, not lo and behold.
Yeah, I know that now, but lo and behold is much funnier this way, isn't it?
No. I have more very soft things to throw at her in a non-damaging way.
Yeah, double O. Hulk.
Hello,
we're doing it the right
Hulk.
way.
Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Are you lo and beholding too?
How are you doing, Hulk?
This little girl put all her heart into this drawing and you didn't even put it on the fridge.
I know,
Exactly.
right? Madness.
Behold.
Where does the loop part come into play?
The lo part, Tifa, is all the shit you're talking.
Ooh,
I'm beholding that right now.
That was smooth.
I've been sitting on that one for months too.
Like you almost wiped that grin off my face.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty, it didn't fully work.
Yeah, sticking to the subject.
Please don't. Admiring Tifa's prowess and pronouncing things wrong. Always. It's like a superpower.
It really is.
This is the evidence list for the SR9 incident that Tifa doesn't want you to learn about because you're skipping my lines.
I thought you did that one.
I was getting into a voice. Stop skipping my lines.
Stop throwing things at me. Like here, now, you're not getting this anymore.
Reloading.
You have all stashed there.
Yeah. I was prepared for something like this happening. Please, turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over! Turn it... Ah! What's this?
I just drew this. Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
She looks way too happy about seeing something like that again.
Indeed! Two men appear to be wrestling here.
I mean, it's quite well drawn. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Yeah.
Then why do we haven't? I'm the prosecutor now.
Because in Japan-California, they don't have this thing that I believe exists in most societies called discovery, where lawyers have to share information with each other before the trial.
I mean...
And at least with the court, I think, but... We stole from Gan's safe!
No, we're not gonna go right into the details and the explanation. That would go too fast.
How about we ask why Miles Edgeworth didn't have this thing?
These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So, you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What?
Yeah. Asking questions in court? Cringe.
Hey,
I know, right?
We get paid by the day.
We get paid per word.
We gotta fill it.
Order! Order! Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor?
You're right, Mr. Wright. Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of a drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
How would he never have seen that?
Because nobody ever turns things around.
I have never seen the back of this paper.
Whoa! This glass is round. There's water in it.
No, I'm sorry. Especially with how he holds paper. And it's one sheet. It's one sheet. It's not 1 in 100. He would have seen the back of that paper.
No.
If it turns out that
Objection.
this is now... What do you mean objection?
Objection.
It's one sheet.
Objection. It's not just one sheet. If it was one sheet, feasibly, potentially, someone with really good eyes, with the correct light in the room, could see through the back of a page and read what's written on it. Therefore, we must assume that both Phoenix Wright, Miles Atroff and everybody else ever holding documents up in court have another piece of paper covering the back.
I'm sorry, but you're talking about the shitty quality paper that us peasants use? Like, this is thick quality paper that even if you draw on the back, the light can't shine through it.
Thick with 2 C's.
Exactly.
Yes, it's quite inconceivable. That's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. There, I saw the back of that paper.
Edgeworth prints everything on cardstock paper. Yes.
It's like, whoa!
It says
milk. I have absolutely never seen that.
But it also says welcome. Weird. Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that. Because you've only seen one side of that welcome message. Let's see.
He's imploding.
There's something wrong.
So much wrong. Imagine all of this case would have been done entirely different if 2 years ago Japanophonians had understood the concept of turning things around. Do you even have to ask? Oh, he's still vibrating.
He's like, sorry, Your Honor.
Oh wait, other people are watching.
There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. It's the blue badger. This is where the blue badger finally comes in play.
Blue Badger confirmed the true murderer of Good Bruceman.
I expected everything, to be honest, except the blue badger at this point.
Yeah.
It's blue badger time. That is so random.
That's that thing!
Suddenly we're all getting nightmares.
That thing that was dancing in the evidence room!
Clearly this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Half of his list was found in Gant's desk. It's almost like somebody drew over it.
Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Gant, disguised as the Blue Badger, killed man Bruce Good.
I don't even want to know anymore.
Who cares? Just book Gant. Everybody agrees that he's weird and fishy. Come on. Who doesn't see it at this point?
But
Emma's picture.
the blue badger is still in our evidence list and we haven't used it yet.
Maybe.
Have we?
I don't
No,
think
we
so.
have in the last stream to show that it was covering the thingy, I believe.
Oh yeah.
But it's still in there. It has to mean something.
It's Chekhov's gun all over again.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
But it turns out that Emma actually suffers from a specific case of photosensitivity, where every time she sees lightning flash in front of her, she just passes out immediately.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an Judging its water.
Chekhov's badger, basically.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall.
It's probably Gant.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Let's press her.
Again.
Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
You mean Damon Gold and Lana Skye? 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness! But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
Could only see shadows.
So, at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma, just glad you wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed?
I only had 1 crayon, Your Honor. Honestly, that's what I was thinking was gonna be the explanation. All she had was a black pen. Would have worked for me.
Goodman ate the red.
What? What? Why would a dead person eat your crayon?
Goodman wasn't dead back then. Goodman was the detective in charge.
True, not yet.
Who made us paint the thing.
Yeah, fair. I'm confusing people. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint.
I like how Miles Edgeworth, out of all people, has more empathy and more understanding of the situation than somebody in this room with me.
In the wise words of Skinner, weak. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
Yeah. What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture, okay, yeah, pressing.
I'm sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives.
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, but you could have asked her, please draw the moment you saw where the light flashed. You know? You can ask people to draw specific things and then they'll do that sometimes. No, of course not. I'd better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. We get paid? Yes,
okay. Oh, is this a new line
yes,
or not?
It's new.
Oh. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives. So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Wait, she drew it before the detective spoke to her?
Yes.
Then how did she manage to draw it on the evidence list?
Bruce Goodman came in, gave her a piece of paper and the 1 crayon that they had.
And walked away.
Exactly. He didn't say anything, but it was clear what he needed.
Oh, that is so random.
Why are you not clipped in with your microphone? Why is it laying on the desk?
Put it there.
That's not answering my question? No.
You didn't even notice.
I did, but earlier you didn't almost pull it off the desk, so I didn't say anything.
I didn't know either.
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind.
Not before she saw the police, but before they gave her any details about the case. Oh, yeah. Okay. But still, that's kind of weird. Like, why would they hand her...
No.
half of the evidence list and the crayon before talking about the details? Like, you talk
Why
about
not?
the details, then that scene comes up, and then she goes like, oh, I can't talk about this, I'll draw it.
Same answer as every single time we have a weird thing to account for, Tifa. Japanifornia.
Because if I recall correctly, by the way, in the previous stream, it was like, oh, they asked me details,
Yes.
but I couldn't talk about it,
Yes.
so I decided to draw it, which means they already spoke about it. Or am I now thinking too much about
Yes,
this?
you are.
Okay.
And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here.
And now we come into your parts.
So, one sec.
There.
Now we present the thingy. Did Emma see the face of John Dark? How did she know it was him? Good question.
I'm guessing because he was the one laying on the floor after.
But she fainted.
Oh yeah, true.
Did she ever see the dead bodies? Doesn't matter.
Oh, but the light went out when she was being taken hostage.
True, yeah, so she did see him come in and he took her hostage.
Yeah.
They asked her what she saw, she couldn't say what she saw, so they asked her to draw what she saw. They asked her, but didn't give her the details, what happened, who was killed, etc. Thank you, Motonat, for making sure that even Tifa understands this case.
Well, you couldn't explain it either.
I knew Motonat was typing it. And I know the game is gonna carry on regardless, and then it will make sense in the end. Thank you for that. My theory, it was not John Dark who took her hostage.
You think it was Gant?
Potentially.
I think he was definitely in the room though. When I'm guessing it was actually John Dark who took her hostage. Gant was responsible for turning off the lights and put it on the lightning storm that was currently going on. Took the chance to kill Marshall.
Why did he kill Marshall?
He knew too much.
Because he could. It wasn't John Dark, it was his evil twin, Joe Dark. Oh, true, his name is Joe. Yeah. Joe, John, Jack, Jonathan, Jamal, something. Jack, who knows? We can't exclude that possibility, we don't know it was really Dark. True, we remember. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us.
Wow, look at the judge.
Thank you, after all this time.
I didn't skip
What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Where do we point? I guess the forward knife? I only realize now, look at how big this hand is.
I would point it at the victim.
The victim?
Yeah. It's the hand of a victim. I think it's this part here. That's because the drawing stinks.
Mr. Wright, how could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty.
But she let Damon Gant get away with it 2 years ago, so could you really claim she's innocent?
But Edgeworth, you made me cry so often.
I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others.
Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned his lessons.
Better take another look at that observation picture.
Okay, here we can still save.
Okay, I guess we need to point it at the knife. Oh, look, it's a time loop. It happens again. Now I get it right now.
I said the knife first, and then you were like, no, the victim.
The contradiction, of course, lies here. First try.
Are you for real?
First try.
See, this is what I mean.
Okay, question for everybody. We want to point out that... Take a look at the knife the man is holding.
Maybe this is still wrong.
Okay, I was lucky. I didn't know this was gonna be about the knife. I thought this was gonna be about the chest versus back thing, but...
What do you mean I was lucky? This was mine.
Still, first try.
Mr. Wright, there are only like 3 distinct things in this picture. It really shouldn't be this hard.
I was
still, they put it all
fully with Tifa's first attempt because I was thinking it's about the way the victim was turned.
Same.
Take a look at the knife a man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Fuck off. I cannot see that.
Yeah, no, but this is clearly not pointy.
Tifa, it's a doodle from 2 years ago from a heavily traumatized girl. I don't expect details in there. Never in a million years would I have realized this is what we were supposed to point out. Do I know the blade was different? Yes, that's a whole thing. But I really thought, yes, it's an abstract depiction of a knife. I didn't think they're gonna pin this on Emma, like trying to not focus too hard on the murder weapon.
So what do you mean abstract? Don't you see the details in this? I can even see the fingers.
I've got more. How the fuck do you remember that detail? Yeah, it's a glow stick. They're just having a fun party. Exactly. This person is trying to light their way for the other and like tries to lift them up because they fell at the rave. Yes.
It lights up better if it connects with your heart.
Apparently.
Perpetrator wasn't holding a knife. You can clearly see they're holding a rectangle.
It's a ruler. It's a ruler.
Those things can be sharp.
This isn't a murder scene. They were holding a ruler over their head like, hey buddy, I found the ruler. You wanted to check the dimensions on something.
You could make this better. It's basically like this.
Yeah. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. Oh my god, Emma. We're in this because of you.
He's giving him a candy bar. Exactly. Look, I found the Snickers. You were hungry.
Oh, you're hurt. Take this.
Let me feed you.
See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of a knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
And how is the knife tip broken already before the murder, Emma? I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
I'm still a bit shocked this is the direction we're going at already.
Yeah. Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? Oh, and now we are 2 points down because there's no problem.
The person on the right is on the ground because he's so tired from having low blood sugar levels. Exactly.
Hulk solved it.
This was all a big misunderstanding. Also, really? No, wait. We could... The first thing that Emma said was he got stabbed in the back. The autopsy report says stabbed... No, she said stabbed in the chest. This thing says stabbed in the back. If this game would have allowed me to do the sensible thing, we would be here already.
Yeah, the worst thing.
I was right.
It's a moment like this that make me extra focus on the butt in his ear. Like remember I once pointed out in... Can you see the mouse?
I can. Stream doesn't.
At the top of his earlobe, there's a little butt in there. Here. And
Tifa, you're talking a lot of crap. I don't see a butt.
Here. Doop. Doop. Like in the bullshit moments, I focus on that.
You know what my opinion is on that? It's obvious, really. The victims suffered a single stab wound to the back. If a victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. The picture is just Angel Starr giving Neil Marshall a candy bar from her practice runs for her lunchbox business. Yeah.
And this turned into such a huge misunderstanding.
If only they had photographs back then. Or, I don't know, cameras installed in these places.
Well, I wouldn't want a camera like that in my office either. This is an office room, you know, it only has 2 people in it. Like, I don't know. In the hallways and stuff, I would get it, but like in your office.
Weird take maybe, but I'm not a police officer, but I wouldn't mind if all work police did was recorded and supervised. Simply because then people like Damon Gant would have had a harder time to do all of this stuff. Just saying.
I mean that yes, but a lot of the crime I would say is done on a PC, for example. Like how are you gonna fix that with a camera?
Ask your IT people. Just saying. Have a Trojan like a keylogger installed, so when Damon Gant sends a text message like, make sure you stab the guy. You know, somebody goes like, police, this is weird. Can we talk about it?
Besides, the lights were off. Camera wouldn't have picked up anything.
Infrared camera.
That's expensive.
He actually died of food poisoning, not stabbing.
No, not. Actually, that still works. It was just an accident. We didn't even mean to poison him. It turned out he was allergic for the candy bar and had a reaction.
It had nuts in it, and he's allergic to nuts. Definitely allergic, actually.
Yeah.
However, before we go into the nonsensicality of all of this, I need another toilet break.
PRV.
PRV.
I didn't press it.
No, you didn't.
I totally touched it. And we're back.
We are. Can you tell the difference between Tifa pressing the button and me pressing the button? I press the button, things work, and I give you power.
The thingy was delayed.
Ah! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
Oh, you'd be surprised, you know, sometimes you lose an item and it's laying at the weirdest place.
I hate it when I lose a sock out of a pair and then next thing I know is like a week after I see this headline in the news that somebody got murdered and they found my sock in their chest. Yeah, I hate that.
Like all of a sudden you lose a sock and it's in your butthole. Like it happens all the time.
What?
I don't know, but I know it's a thing.
What? Tifa, how often has this happened to you before? And why are you telling me this for the first time in my life while we're streaming?
I thought this was common knowledge.
Tifa, how in the hell? Are you one of those people that gets an X-ray and then they find a Buzz Lightyear figure with the wings spread in your lower intestines and you go, I was cleaning up and I fell?
I still feel so bad about that one. But no, I was reading about someone who had a sock up his butthole the other day and I got reminded of that.
I thought everyone had butthole socks, Tifa. Yeah. You know what I want, Tifa?
What?
This is my birthday wish, okay? I want
birthday
you to,
wish? That's quite soon.
For next year. I have a birthday wish. If you agree with me, please let us know. I want you to find out if there's a place here where we can order them from that does custom fortune cookies. Because sentences like these, where modern art just distills you're crazy and you're weird into a one-liner. Like the things you say need to be immortalized in fortune cookies.
Well, we have to...
I've heard of plenty of people who have anal sex, but no anal socks, to my knowledge. Yeah.
Now you can put that in a fortune cookie later.
If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right, but what does this mean?
Tifa has a very active imagination.
I'm telling you, I actually... You know what, never mind.
Please don't.
No one will believe me.
Yes, yes, yes. Just the tip.
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly.
See, couldn't have gotten here if we didn't press on everything.
Don't be like that. I believe you were annoyed at the time. But she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No. Ah! How did you know?
That came from the butthole sock movie.
I get like this itchy feeling.
Tifa, is that where the socks end up that you can never find after doing laundry?
Like the one missing sock, lost forever. It's probably somewhere in the bladder region.
Oh my god, please stop talking.
Order! Order! Order!
Before we continue, I want to say that's based on a meme that you posted. Or
that's
not even a meme.
Not a meme.
Based on something you posted.
In the NSFW channel, yes.
On Discord.
That's true. Unfortunately, it did.
Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over all the events that took place the day of the murder. Everybody get your manga drawing kits out. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day.
Every day those dudes are talking about the weather.
After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark and John Dark, along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. Never ask a woman her age, a man his penis length, a billionaire how much they paid in taxes, or Tifa where your missing socks went. You know what I hate the most about that line, Mortenard? Is that it's not ask Tifa where her missing socks went, but your missing socks, implying that Tifa's nether regions contain the lost socks of the world.
Well, I wouldn't inconvenience myself.
Meaning that between the two of us, I might be the one that is the most full of shit, but Tifa is the one that's most full of socks. I rest my case.
This is where the put a sock in it comes from.
I hate you.
No one said where you put the sock in.
Please stop talking. Tifa's asshole is the event horizon. That needs to be a quote. Please, Tifa, do it again.
Okay, but I'm quoting Mattenart on this one.
What the hell did I just hear? Hello, bottom tier, you came in at the right moment. All you need to know is, for your convenience, it's actually still on screen. It's, yeah. Mortenard spitting facts.
Like, that wasn't me.
Happy Sunday, how are you doing? Please make sure you never lose a sock.
But
or they might end up somewhere inside of Tifa.
There's not even a point denying this. It's went already too far.
You could hear my voice breaking in the sounded a bit like a horse neighing.
Cotton.
That's a long way up.
3%
nylon?
I prefer the higher nylon percentage. I'm not lying. No, I am. In this case, I am.
I hope so. I was distracted for a minute and just started talking about socks and assholes. What the fuck?
Usually that's the moments we wait for.
If this isn't why you're here, I don't know why you are, honestly. Like, I need a second.
This was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
You're done talking about the butts and the socks?
This is peak. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's more peak you guys because
no.
someone starts this and I'm always the victim.
No, Tifa.
I'm the victim in these conversations.
I feel like the victim is everybody who just randomly comes into the stream at the wrong moment where they weren't here for the lead up. Yeah, exactly. You started it. You literally did.
I feel like I might have missed that part.
Tifa, this was so bad, I somehow managed to get something in my eye and I hope it's not a piece of sock. Even the birds outside are agreeing with you.
They don't disintegrate that fast. So you good?
I'm trying.
We all need a second?
I mean, I'm not good after the things...
second.
Tifa, after the things you said, I will never be the same again, but... That shouldn't stop us from continuing this video game.
You know, next week, in the intro, there will be searching for socks.
Yes.
You should write that one down.
Yes.
Looking for socks.
You literally said, with no prompting, you know when a sock goes missing and ends up... You did, in fact, start the fire, Tifa.
Objection! I wasn't talking about my butthole.
Can you please never again put the anuses of our viewers into your mouth? And I mean this sentence that I just said in every way it can be interpreted.
Well, considering. I hope Tifa smoked too much Dutch weed in her youth. Which would explain a few things.
Oh, so now it's everyone else's butthole, no problem. I don't even know what emote to use. I come back to that comment.
You know, people, I'm trying to move on. You guys are making this impossible.
I feel like an injustice has been done and I don't think it's in the video game anymore.
Welcome back, Yuffie.
Listen, it's still kind of warm in here, or over here in Germany. I've been sweating all stream. I don't think I will ever cool down again. It's like... How about you try to read the line and we try to like rein it back in?
Okay, we can absolutely try.
Ace Attorney 4, appalling injustice. Yep. In all the places you never dared to look before.
It's the case where I was done an injustice to.
Tifa, you are...
Guilty? All of you.
Tifa, you are the least innocent person here. I can't even speak anymore. You are the least innocent. Trust me. If that look doesn't work on me and you know that. No.
Well...
Emma, she's trying to tell something. Come, let's do this.
You good?
I'm trying.
You fully good?
Never again, but...
Take a deep breath. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
Okay. Emma, are you sure it was broken though? Good question.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Are you trying to read out the ellipses?
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon.
Yeah, if only we had something else that was shaped like that.
There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been another one? There is another one.
Oh, from the reward. Yep. That's where we're going now.
Yep. If a witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. And if so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. There. It's in the photo.
Don't we have
no.
that? Oh no, that was... Oh no, is it not this thing? No, that was the one.
That's the thing we just said wasn't the murder weapon, Tifa.
Oh yeah, here the knife is already gone. That was Edgeworth's.
I know you're still... like, most of your bodily functions are postponed currently to try to digest the amount of socks you have.
I thought it was the actual award that we had in there, but that is the one from Edgeworth without the knife already.
Yes. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past.
I keep hearing the answer lies in the heart of battle.
Ryu's opening line from Street Fighter 4. Right here inside this picture.
This is a picture of the award ceremony.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding.
I'm guessing Gant decided to leave the sword out so that no one would see the connection.
Yeah.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Order! Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in his dangerous situation. Should have taken the shield.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh.
It's Gant.
I mean, yes, but still, how and why? Do you think Gant just came in a fit of rage, just killed Joe Dark after seeing him kill or having killed Marshall?
What happened to Joe Dark? Did he also get stabbed, or
I forgot.
Did he die on the scene, or what happened to Joe Dark again? He got the chair, right? So he was still alive.
Oh wait, no, yeah, true. He was executed after being sentenced to death.
But did he get injured, hurt?
Not that we know of. One sec, was the broken tip of a knife not found in Neil's body?
Yeah, yes. It was.
But it was placed there. That's what we're thinking. It's falsified evidence. At least that's the line of the train of thought we're currently on board on.
But the prosecutor was one who actually died!
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Oh.
Hold it!
Wait! I remember now! I remember everything!
Witness!
Mr. Edgeworth!
What is it?
Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list! The one with that picture scribbled on the back!
This has been tampered with. It's not the Blue Badger.
There's something written under it.
Yeah.
I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time. I drew this picture.
What?
Okay, wait.
Where are we going with this?
The blue badger was watching over all of us.
That makes this really creepy in a way.
All of this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
The music playing in the background is not helping.
Oh God, not the blue
exactly.
badger thing. It will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Apparently, yes.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Mrs. Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
The blue badger was a Japanese yokai floating above a murder scene for no fucking reason. It was the soul of Neil Marshall becoming a yokai in that very instant.
It's the soul of all of us at this moment.
Do you know the franchise Yokai Watch? Now you know why they're watching. No, it actually has to do with this gimmick thing. Japanophonian. True, it's a Japanophonian yokai. First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger? This fuck... Yes! Yes! This should be interesting.
How did Mattenard say it again? It's blue badger time.
You're about to get badgered. I hope the other games are not a train wreck like this. Apparently not.
Probably yes.
I hope not. Emma's recollection.
Here it comes. What did the blue badger have to do with it? When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. Oh, that's very different. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
You what, mate? The blue badger wasn't made until a little while ago.
No, the blue badger has always been there, but they keep reinventing his image and remaking it. The dancing blue badger is new.
It only took 40 hours. It only took 64 hours, actually. But your point still stands. We're finally getting to the good part of the case. Wait a moment.
The blue badger is the answer to everything.
Is this the blue badger?
I mean, it has one pointy thing. If you connect all the dots, you know that game where it used to have like numbers and you connect them to make a picture? It's basically this without the numbers.
Is the unstable jaw the blue badger? And is that how it broke?
Oh wait, if you have it upside down, it could be. I thought you were talking about the blood markings.
Nah, not really.
Let's get to this. How do I get out of here?
The picture's not the right way around. That's what I'm thinking, but...
This is certainly most unusual.
You know, after this, they really gotta change their mascot because the blue badger seems to be getting involved in a lot of cases.
Yes. I would not keep it.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That's what I'm talking about. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
But the blue badger has always been a mascot, just not in that form, maybe.
Maybe.
Remember in the office, when you enter, there's another one. The plushie, which looks way creepier, if you ask me.
A little bit. Maybe the true blue badger is the friends we made along the way.
Deep.
Blue
badger.
I got it. Gumshoe appeared in the scene in a full blue badger costume and killed him.
Close. Yeah. It's not Gumshoe, it was Gantz.
No.
Gant in a blue badger costume.
You are both right. It was Gant cosplaying Gumshoe, cosplaying the blue badger. That's how he is trying to throw us off.
It wouldn't even be that far-fetched because we're just going one step further of things that happened in previous cases.
Shockingly, yes. Yeah, that would make more sense than anything so far. I wonder how they're gonna end all of this.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further.
We're getting somewhere. Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
I was gonna say, I can kind of imagine this moment where you're Emma and Lana goes, I'm standing here now because Emma has nowhere inside.
You know what this tells me? That earlier with me saying, oh, everybody in the room just mansplained to Lana that no, you cannot fire Phoenix was correct. Because again, the judge is telling her, no, you sit in the defendant's chair, lady, next to the guy you fired. Because you didn't fire him because we just ignore you. Is the blue badger just Gant's persona?
Oh no! Now I can't unsee
Not
that.
technically persona, because the blue badger is not an animal. It's his other kin. It's
Blue
his,
badger is literally a blue badger.
For real? I thought it's a badger because of a police badge.
Well no, now it's a badger animal. It doesn't even look like that, don't worry.
Oh. I don't know what's worse.
It's the badge.
I don't like any of these options.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
You know, our window is open. The neighbors are probably wondering what the fuck's going on in here.
Because they're watching and they also don't understand this case.
Butt socks? Furries?
The worst thing about this stream clearly is still this case.
Committing to a crime? Or admitting?
Committing?
Admitting. Well, we are also kind of committed to this crime.
You are.
Chief Prosecutor Sky,
Shut the fuck up.
we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! I kill you.
Sorry.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Are you seeing this? She has fired her lawyer and the judge just goes, you know what? The defendant goes into jail and Phoenix, you get to keep working. Also make sure you're billing those hours, my boy.
This is even funnier because in all of the cases so far, someone has always butted in and said something, even if it was like Emma or I already forgot our previous sidekick's name. Like someone has always shouted through the case where they technically shouldn't be allowed to, and now this one person does it and it's like, bailiff! Order! Detain this person!
Make the person that might have done a crime not say that she's done a crime.
Japanophobia is a joke. That's all I can say.
Everyone else, we've always accepted to barge in.
Yeah, because they were right in the end. Where's the contempt of court when you need it? I mean, it's quite the reference. I think there's only one ventriloquist I know, and it's Jeff Dunham. And I've seen like 1 or 2 of his programs. So, I've heard silence. I kill you a lot.
I think he definitely is one of the more famous ones.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Lana Fariak doesn't do much on her third day now that we're focusing on the case from 2 years ago, not just on her case. But who's gonna pay Phoenix for the work he's doing right now? Is this coming out of taxpayer money? I would be okay with that because he's solving a crime, but, you know, are these billable hours? That's the true question here.
What do you call it again? Bono?
Pro bono.
Pro bono cases. Technically, Phoenix just wants to get his hours in for the month.
Maybe. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. To be fair, the difference is that the others were just normal peeps, but Lana is a fucking chief prosecutor. She should know procedure. She gets no slack.
But even
Yep.
Chief Gant has butted in before.
Yeah, but that's okay because he's sexy.
On the first day, I think
It's okay because he's hot. Have you seen that smile? Have you seen the hair? Do you see the body he's rocking under that custom-tailored suit? I'd have coffee with him.
So we're pressing again on everything.
It's like all of his other cases. Pro bono. Yeah, Phoenix Wright is really bad at getting paid.
Apparently.
I wish I had weekly required boning hours. Hulk, you can do that. If you move to a state where prostitution is legal, you can change into that career if you want. I mean, you are already called Hulk's green sack. Maybe that's the niche you can go for. I'm just saying.
Like you have the perfect opening.
Yeah, that could be the kink you're trying to, cater to. Do you like... Anyway. Have you seen that swimmer's body? Yeah. I would go swimming with Gant if he didn't kill people and would be a piece of shit, but...
Apparently.
When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark.
Yes. At least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
Panicked and rushed.
Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
If you ask me, was it stupid of her to risk her life? Yes. Was it also very brave to try to save the other person from being attacked? Yeah.
In a moment like that, you don't really think, you just run into it.
Or you don't, because you're afraid, and that's also fine. I don't think in a moment like this, unless you're specifically trained to handle these situations, like a SWAT team or something, I don't think there is a good choice.
No, I agree, but it's like you said. We had this discussion before when the dude fell with his glass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people paralyze, some people run when they're unsure, some people will try to help immediately. You don't really know what you do in a situation like that until you're in it.
Yeah, true. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When the dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
That's really sweet. What do you mean you think?
It all happened so fast. And I was in shock.
I thought we were going for the same conversation again, because didn't he just ask the same question?
Sorta feels like it. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
Agreed.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. That's a logical conclusion.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next?
The Blue Badger.
Are you sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year.
Oh, it wasn't even Thingy.
The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department.
I think I have the answer.
I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him somewhere before.
Tifa?
Why is there no swap of music here?
Because it doesn't need it, trust me. Morphogenetic fields. Yep. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney plays in the same universe as 999. Confirmed.
It's another visual novel we played before this. It's a escape room puzzle visual novel thing where there's this thing called Morphogenetic Fields.
The game is great.
Can absolutely recommend playing it.
Yes, should definitely play it.
Now I finally remember.
Morphogenetic fields? Yes. Should have been a thing that was actually spelled out that way. Oh brother, just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
I think I'm the only one that likes it.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, I see him dancing.
When I close my eyes, I see him dance.
He's there.
At night, when there's no sound but the dead silence of a night, I hear him. His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
It's the vase.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
It's the vase.
What was it that Emma saw when that lightning flashed?
Just in case. It's always a good moment to save.
Who is this Blue Badger really? I just might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day, 2 years ago...
Also, it definitely could have looked like it, because it's a shadow, it's stretched out on the wall, it would absolutely have looked like that.
Need to use your fantasy. There indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
Sitting in this room. It was a gnome wearing a jester costume. Yes.
It's always the gnomes, man.
In this room. Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger look-alike.
It has to be the vase. The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
Oh, it was... Wait a second.
This, Your Honor, which I had been hiding under my desk the entire time.
Yeah. Also talking about jars. In this room, the courtroom. Apparently it's been here the entire time. I know it's not a jar, but it's jarring, but I actually need another toilet break.
You don't get any water anymore. It's going straight through you.
I don't know what it is. I am ultra hydrated. I'm sorry.
Alright, short break again.
Thank you.
BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
I believe it's some sort of jar.
This jar, which I've been storing in my ass, along all of my socks. I mean, depending on the way you put it in, you have so much more space for the socks.
That's a horrible thought, and I wish I never had it.
Yeah, but it's practical.
Oh look, we can continue the game.
But, Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Because you didn't see the vase, you saw the shadow. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar.
Bailiff, turn off the lights in here.
Bailiff! Bailiff! Go over to the light switch and keep flickering it on, back, off and on, so that we get like this disco moment. Maybe also bring a flashlight and try to move it around the jar.
I want to mention this is a very weird design for a vase, like the grey body, weird handles, weird font, yes.
Yeah.
Or gold handles, yes. Yes it is.
It's extremely unpractical.
It's really gaudy, like something a certain chief of police would enjoy. A chief of detectives, sorry.
Like you step into the room too hard, that causes a little shake on the floor and it goes like bloop.
Yeah, definitely. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this form. It doesn't even look like it's from a discernible culture. Yep, doesn't. But what are you doing, Tifa? And why?
I'm showing the view.
Can you stop? Wait, it has a hole at the bottom. What?
No, it's just this little hollowed out bit.
Okay. Gant is Chief of Police, not Chief of Detectives. Oh, I got them wrong. Chief of Police is above Chief of Detectives. Oh, true, because the detectives are part of a police force. Yeah, thank you, that makes
Oh
sense.
no, I went the wrong way. We gotta turn back. Oh, wrong way.
Not the theme again!
B.
It's almost like one of us is stalling so that we keep listening to it, and it's not me.
Oh, this goes so slow.
All detectives are police, not all police are detectives. You got that right.
No!
I make an executive level decision.
Wait, I had it.
Did you know? Wait. I didn't.
I literally had it for you ready.
I pressed the wrong button, I meant to. Tifa, for the love of God. This isn't right, I've got to make it look more like the badger.
Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
Oopsie. I've got to find just the right angle.
I literally gave you the right angle and then you took it away.
I should rotate it vertically a bit more? Or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
I've got to show him the correct angle to look at this form.
Yeah, let me show you how it's done. You just go on the beat.
No.
How boring.
I'm guessing it's like...
Just flip it upside down. How would the vase have been standing?
Like this, actually.
You don't get a shadow like the badger in that case. If it's laying flat on its side now.
Excuse me, this is the right angle.
No, it's not.
What?
I'm telling you.
I had the right angle.
I'm telling you, it's upside down, if anything.
How was this not the right angle?
How are you not getting minus points? Upside... Just go with the upside down, please.
No, you do this, because this is clearly wrecking my
Hey,
brain.
you can look right through, you're correct.
That's what I said.
There actually is a hole in there.
Yeah.
Just...
Beautiful, yeah. Super blue badger.
I'm trying to make it stand.
Oh my god, no, I get it.
Okay, maybe
Wait.
I wasn't right after all in this case. How else would it be standing?
Look, this is why we all found this thing to be weird. It's got these two handles, right? This isn't a broken handle, this is a stand. So...
Oh, it leans on that.
But this leads me back to this.
That was wrong earlier, wasn't it? Maybe like halfway. A bit more down, maybe?
It's like this, right?
Yeah, present it.
What? It looks exactly like it. What are you talking about? Why are you like this?
I thought you kinda had it with that angle there.
Yeah. I guess that's a broken off handle. Nuh-uh. So the top hole is facing you. Isn't that what I did?
I guess you had it too much down. Just make it straight. So that you can look into the hole, I guess.
Like this?
One more up.
Or is it like...
No, top hole. What the not you said it? That's the down hole.
You're a top hole.
That's
okay.
the bottom hole. Yeah, now. Do it. Present it.
No. I hope the walkthrough I've got open in the background has the right angle, because I don't think we're gonna get it. How was mine not perfect?
This is the bottom hole, right? We can agree on that.
You and I have different ideas of top hole. Is a sentence you never want to say when you're being intimate with someone.
No, wait, is this the small The hole at the bottom or the big hole at the top? Go down for a sec. Here, this is the bottom hole. This is the front hole.
Tifa had water in my mouth. Oh, I guess the game has a different... Apparently. Okay.
This is your idea of a top hole, right? Because this is what I consider a top hole. That's the bottom hole.
Okay, so it's this one, yeah?
No, that's bottom hole.
This feels like Tears of a Kingdom when you're trying to fuse things, but you get the angles wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this?
No, have the top hole facing you. Like, look into the hole.
The thin hole should be facing towards you, then angles the handles and the bottom part make the 3 tassels.
Oh, so the bottom hole... Wait. No, just like that. It feels wrong. No, a bit more down, I think.
Wait, like this. Up how you were, like this.
No, a bit more...
I'm
a bit
trying
more down
to
with...
model now.
A bit more down with the hole.
I'm pretty sure. Nope. Nope.
How about all of you help? I mean, people in court. Like, we can all work on this together.
Damn it. Do you want to try again, or I'm gonna look up the guide because
Okay,
I hope it has an answer to this.
Yeah, give me... You know, I didn't even have to stall the music and stuff because we're listening to it for a long time regardless.
And honestly, at this point, the music is not helping either. Nope. You get one more attempt and I'm gonna see if a walkthrough has a picture of it.
Okay. Oh, that doesn't count, right?
That was the answer. If that had been the answer, I would have.
I accidentally pressed that one. But we have to consider that it was probably standing.
I always forget about the vase puzzle. This is impossible.
Like, I thought it would be standing up.
Wait, maybe it's... No, wait. Wait, we already did this, no?
Not this way, I think. Do this one. And then look up. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It should be a bit considerate. Okay.
Okay.
Look it up. I plead the 5th to your objection. I plead the 5th to this puzzle. Oh.
Blood facing you, small hole up, lean it slightly away from the camera.
Close, but it's the... Oh yeah, small hole up.
Bottom tier?
You got it.
Thank you. Also a line that you could hear at the set of a very special interest adult video being filmed. Like a The Walking Dead porn parody or something like that.
Oh, well.
So.
Now flip it around.
Wait, no.
That's too far. It should be a little bit forgiving in... There.
Only God forgives, Ace Attorney doesn't. Wait, no.
It's good. They'll forgive you for the slight angle, I'm sure. Oh, they don't forgive you! Okay, give me this.
No.
They are not forgiving at all because
No,
you were
Tifa.
only slightly off. Holy shit. This should be exactly the way it was. Pixel by pixel, darn it.
We're never gonna beat this game, I'm sorry people. We've got the picture. We've got the solution on here, on the screen to the side.
Okay, is this facing
We need to see the blood.
straight?
I would say that's it.
No, wait. We see too much of
Can you imagine if I penalized you for this? I would be safe scumming so hard.
It's more like this, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so one more push down. Oh my god.
My turn again.
They know what bullshit they're doing here, otherwise they would have penalized you for the wrong angle. They know what fuckery this is.
I feel like I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, that's fine. As long as you...
How in the... Wait.
I feel like we see too much of the vase in this case.
Yeah, I mean, this is a screenshot from the DS game, but... This is making me really nervous, like how accurate I have to be.
Okay, my turn again.
It's the game though, right? That is being incredibly specific. This isn't like...
We even got the picture. No.
Doesn't help that the controls are weird too.
Like, it kinda looks like a hat, the top thing.
Ranger says, sit like a human, Tifa.
I will get to that in a moment.
This is a game issue, not a skill issue, for once. Thank you. That does make me actually feel a little bit better. I fucking grasped you, figure this shit out. Yes, I would love to.
I got fired, remember? I forgot I'm not supposed to do this. Oh, thank you, that's the button I was looking for. Okay, wait. It's too high still. Oh no, fuck! Which button did you press?
My turn. Sit like a human or fully commit to C-spine. There, do your back thing.
Oh.
We tried getting good. It's gonna have you finish this game. If so, come over here and help us.
This is harder than any Dark Souls game.
I looked it up. This is so stupid. You have to turn the jar at exactly 90 and...
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I pressed wrong too.
The keyboard controls are so weird.
But it's still better than the mouse. It's more, I want to say precise, but...
Is there a cheat code for this? I'll help you at Gamescom. I doubt it. Turn it vertically, then tilt it. Okay. True, that way we can try to avoid weird angles.
Which I just got already.
Yeah.
How do I fix these angles? What was it?
I have no idea, Tifa.
This looks pretty straight,
No,
right?
it doesn't.
Huh?
No, you see that there's like this background and it's like lines everywhere. And this is not even at all.
Okay. We're going...
Yeah, this is pretty good. I see the blue badger now.
I still think it needs to go a bit more... Oh, fuck.
No, you done good.
There.
I mean, no, but
no,
go
one
on.
more. No. Not up. I wanted to go left. What's left? There. There.
Please let this be it.
We got it. We got it.
Oh, you're sweaty. My fucking god! We did it! Tifa. What was that? That was weak.
All of my energy got sucked. Safe.
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 Safe. Safe. Triple safe.
That's what you're trying to do? Make the blue dude? It had to be exactly with the right angle.
On the pixels. Vase is greater than DS3 intro boss.
Yes.
Yes.
That was so much easier than this.
Funnily enough, both of them only ever beaten on this stream by Tifa. Your Honor, permission to get everyone in the courtroom's fucking eyesight check? Yes.
Oh
yes, they should.
Even if we Jeremy
don't give me more water.
Like this, it was like you can already see it.
This was disgusting. Well, is this a miracle or what?
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Yes, it's a fucking miracle. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. I feel like we should just chill on the screen for like 30 minutes, just to get it sink in. Yeah.
Like we gotta soak in this victory.
You know,
enjoy it. Do you see the vase in the background?
You know, I think what's it called? Five Nights at Freddy's is like really popular with people because it has like this animatronics horror kind of thing. I don't think that comes even close to the Blue Badger after all of this. This puzzle was why I hate the theme. How many times or how many tries did it take you? I didn't count, but how close are we? Like 25, 30? Something like that? Feels like it. And here's where we end the stream. I'm contemplating it. But nah. And it just keeps going! What?
No! It can't be.
There we go.
Order! 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 The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of a crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains.
I didn't enjoy it.
It was slightly dramatic.
It was bad.
What's your point? Oh, we just wanted to kill some time. No, it's like shadow figures on the wall.
Yeah, that is true. Wait a sec. Can you do a hand shadow puppet Blue Badger?
Yeah, you do this.
Dun 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 dun.
Teamwork.
Also a gang sign somewhere probably. What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar? That doesn't change anything.
Correct. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar?
The murderer?
I have no idea. Whoa,
the murder weapon.
Blah, 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 blah. Wait. Do we have a picture of the room at Gan's office?
No.
We do not. Look at the evidence. Why is no one mentioning that the vase has fucking blood on it? Yeah.
Look at the evidence.
Wait. It's in the background there.
It's not the location.
No, it's the picture. Martinat, I love you so much right now. We found the blood over on the side where Lana's workplace was.
Yeah.
He can't have died there. Unless Emma ran all the way over to Gan's side of the office, grabbed the vase and then ran all the way back to the other side of the room. The vase is on Gan's side. The armor is there on the right hand side.
So it changes the location?
Yes. The location.
Okay.
Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of a jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
But the body was found laying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
And that's why the stab in the back happened. That's where the armor is. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you see, Gant just carries the vase around with him. Together with his socks. Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. Emma killed Marshall.
I knew it. Didn't only... She was trying to cover for herself.
Emma didn't just break up the fight. She took the vase, smashed it like in between them. Marshall took a step back because, you know, there's a huge jar coming at you. Step back into the thing. And then they pinned that on Joe Dark.
And Lana's being blackmailed by Emma.
Yeah, because Gant wants to use it to get into a position of power like he has. And he's using this horrible accident against everybody.
I don't think you would even be able to get Emma on murder for this, but I'm guessing it's more protecting Emma herself.
I would imagine that Lana's being blackmailed by Emma. No, Gant is blackmailing Lana with saying that Emma killed Marshall. That way around.
And by wanting to reveal it. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? I'm just repeating what Tifa said. Finally, it's Tifa and not me getting it wrong. Usually when I'm saying things, I'm right and Jack isn't. I'm just quoting you, Tifa.
In a argument or discussion, that is not the case here.
So fix your neck posture. You're still sitting like this.
Yeah,
put your head back against the
I don't think I can just fix that anymore.
Yes, you can.
It's 2 years of home office, sitting in the wrong
remote
position.
work. Yeah, and now you do two years of sitting like this.
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If a man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
So why didn't we see the whole trophy here?
What?
He's saying he's holding the trophy.
No, he broke it off.
Yeah, but that's not what he's saying.
Only you would wield an entire trophy as a sword.
I'm saying,
no, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Your Honor, I present you the third murder weapon of this accident. Yes, clearly.
Another possibility!
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if you can go through with this.
It's a bit late to back out.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. Emma is the murderer. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Yep. And that's why Lana was willing to go with this, because she didn't want Emma to live with the idea that she killed her friend.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! I won't do the scream because, you know, neighbors, mic, all of that. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
I feel really bad for Emma.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances...
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you.
Harsh. Clearly Chief Gant was inside the suit of armor and this was his plan all along. Hey, we don't know. We do not know if Gant didn't tell Joe Dark to do this because he was also blackmailing him with something.
He still has to come in at some point.
Wasn't Gant one of the people interrogating Joe Dark?
I'm not sure now.
I think he was one of the people in the interrogation room. And isn't it weird that Joe Dark was just able to get outside, run into the elevator and go up there all undisturbed?
Well, you know, I've been thinking more about it after we had that discussion, and I think they were sitting in the room. They had a very big, long desk in the middle of it. It was like Putin's table. Yeah, then you had the two officers sitting on one side, but facing the direction of the door. So the person they were interviewing had their back towards the door, and when he ran off, the detectives had to like run around the table to get to the door, which took so much time that he got away.
But another important thing to know, all the people who were in the room have learned from Lana Skye, and they all used the dramatic back turn as a weapon of mentality to get into the head of Joe Dark. They didn't even realize at first he had run outside because they all had their backs turned to him for dramatic effect.
If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence? Yes, Phoenix, the thing you need in court.
I'm willing to bet you don't.
Wait, Your Honor, what does this have to do with Mr. Bruce Goodman's murder again? See, that's a beautiful thing in Japan, California. They are really big on like history. So if you can just spin a nice tale about how things happened leading up to this, everybody listens.
Chief, why are you wearing a full suit of armor for the interrogation?
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
It's to intimidate.
No reason. Basically that, yes. Requiring evidence in court? Cringe.
Who still wants that nowadays?
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
See? She does it again.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
As you should know, because you probably read the case file. We certainly can't get dead people to testify.
Or can we?
Or can we? Objection! Maya Fey bursts into the room.
Through the morphogenetic fields, I knew you needed me.
Wiping the waterfall water off her brows because she just came back from training. She runs in, jumps, lands
a trail of water.
Lands on the stand in this like meditation pose while airborne still goes panels Joe Dark and Neil Marshall at the same time.
All of a sudden the room goes dark, all of the light focusing on my...
Two flashes, we see an image. It's the Blue Badger. If only there were people who could talk to dead people in this franchise. I bet you thought we'd be arguing about who the murderer was today in court, but we're actually going to take a look at Mr. Goodman's ancestors from medieval England and how this led to the current crime. Yes.
It's all about the DNA. The answer lies in the ancestors' DNA.
Let's talk about the socio-economic happenstances of how Bruce Goodman's family came to Japanifornia. Exactly.
In the worst case, we'd probably get to an answer sooner than through this route.
Definitely, yeah. But either way, even if we did this, you know what would never get answered? The why. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Yeah, it has! It's only taken 20 hours.
Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message.
Oh, fuck off.
For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life.
11037.
In one manner or another. That's impossible.
Are we really going with 1103?
I think it's the blood on the vase.
Joe Dark has... Yeah, it has to be. Joe Dark has the serial killer gene, meaning that he had no choice but to commit murder. Yes, it
and
was
therefore,
but a question.
He's innocent.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence.
It doesn't exist.
Your Honor, the victim wrote the killer's name on his decorative glass stencil receipt backwards without looking. This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Just in case I can't save later. Again, like with the vase.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
My loyalty is to the truth, not to my clients.
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth.
I basically said that, but my line was cooler, come on.
No matter how painful it may be.
What's our title again?
Lawyer. Ace attorney.
Oh, I even had a title with truth today and we decided not to go with it. Truth be told? No,
yeah, that was our first idea for the title, but we're like, nah, it's too easy.
Should have had it.
If you had played it cool, I could have changed it in post and nobody would have been any wiser.
We can do it for the YouTube video.
Yeah, now when you watch this on YouTube in a couple months, you totally won't know that I changed the title.
Yeah, but then like 3 hours in, you suddenly go...
Don't worry, Lana, your sister isn't a murderer.
Oh.
A manslaughterer, at worst.
I thought you did the line.
No.
Oh, that was my line anyway. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence. It conveys a message from the deceased.
It's the vase. It's the only thing we have left with blood splatters.
Yeah, did we have the pieces? No, okay.
Just present it. This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Yeah, it's me! Looks like everyone's forgotten that this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of his jar.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, it spells Emma. You see it? The three things on the top left, that's an E, then the weird squiggly line is an M, and then the rest is gonna be an A.
No.
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yeah, someone. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here, drawn on blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines?
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No.
I don't think the message will become apparent by the little sister.
It took me a second. Oh my god.
No?
Mr. Wright!
That was a really good one.
Thank you.
That's like award worthy. Like, we're taking a small moment to appreciate this.
Unfollowed and reported to the authorities for word crimes.
This was one of your best ones this week.
Thank you. Thank you. I liked it. I'm sorry.
Mr. Wright! What kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I support that joke. Evie,
see?
Mwah,
it even got the stamp of Evie's approval on it.
Exactly.
That's how good it was.
I've said this before. Listen. If I make jokes, as long as one person laughs, I will keep going. And Tifa made the mistake of laughing. Evie is supporting me. I found it funny myself. So.
To be fair, there's been plenty of moments where none of us laughed, except for yourself. I guess that counts too.
I liked it. Gotta make myself laugh. If you cannot laugh at yourself, how can you expect others to do the same?
I think most people don't want them to laugh at you.
But my jokes are part of me. I was trying to save that because I realized I was...
Keep going because they're getting worse.
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name.
Why would Marshall in this moment think, oh, this girl killed me on purpose. I should write her name so that everyone knows. Why?
This is so dumb.
This seems so stupid to have this as a message.
Oh, we don't even connect this.
Well, it already says E. Besides, is it a dot? I think not.
That ran.
Your Honor, that doesn't say Emma at all. It's simply just the worst attempt at Morse code I've ever seen. And then even in Morse code, it says Emma.
Listen, there's a couple of bloody spots on this jar. Now if I take my finger and smudge them really hard, I can write a name.
It's someone's name somewhere.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure there's a murderer called Emma in some place right now. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out to be like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind? Also, didn't the vase already break?
Yeah, this is weird. Even if you smear a message with your dying breath, they would be smeared lines and not just little dots of blood. Apparently somebody tried to clean them and they left the dots behind so that the plot of a game can happen. Or maybe, hear me out, yeah? Maybe somebody who is incredibly suspicious and power hungry would use the blood that is on the ground and put them on the vase that has shattered to, I don't know, pinpoint us in a certain direction. Please tell me, how exactly did Neil Marshall, during his dying breath, write Emma on the broken pieces of the jar. Because she threw the jar. They are implying...
Yeah, he took the shards and made a message in it. Honestly, this, I think, is the stupidest bit of this trial.
They are implying the pieces weren't broken. So when did the jar shatter then? Because didn't she say she
shattered, he went backwards and stabbed himself in the back.
Yes.
And then used his blood to write the message.
And then Neil Marshall did the following. So the jar came hurtling at me, falls onto the ground and shatters. And then I get stabbed backwards and I do the following.
Oh, the vase was still intact. I thought she threw the vase and then...
The blood was painted on the vase when the vase was still... How?
Oh, okay.
How?
So that came late. The shattering came later. But still, the fact that in his last moment...
But then that means it wasn't Emma's fault. Because...
Of course it wasn't Emma's fault regardless. Even if she is the one that pushed him into the knife. She thought he was the killer, so it's self-defense. But the fact that in his last moment, he thought, oh, I should write the name of my killer Emma on the vase is the stupidest thing ever. Why would he even write Emma on there? He has no reason to do that in the situation he's currently in.
I think the implication is that the vase fell as he tried to write the name or something. But Emma threw the jar.
Let's get past that point.
What bottom tier said. Let's carry on. Maybe the game will say it in a way that makes sense in my head.
It's still so stupid for him to write down the name.
Yeah, and why Emma on it? Let's find out.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. She didn't throw the jar.
Emma pushed Marshall.
Yeah, she pushed him, he stumbled back, fell into the knife.
Didn't she say she threw something?
I thought so too, but that probably came later.
Okay.
I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Alright, then yeah, okay, fair, then I get it.
But why write Emma? It makes no fucking sense.
Maybe one day we'll learn.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
was Emma Skye.
So where's Emma now?
She had collapsed earlier.
Oh yeah, true.
See, Worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you.
So he knew and he was trying to cover up the truth.
For Emma. For Emma.
Is this a moment where we should save?
I think we're almost done with this part.
Okay.
Chief Gant.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
Yeah, we told the truth in a court. You know what, never mind.
Yeah, in a court of justice.
What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not?
Oh, now he's gonna go that he was convicted because of the murder on Marshall, but he never committed that murder, so he was sentenced to death for nothing.
So not only does he now have Emma needing to forever live with the fact that she killed a friend, but Miles Edgeworth also needs to live with the fact that he had an innocent person sentenced to death. Innocent.
Well, not fully.
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
At least that is not on us.
No, I think it was...
Yeah, I can't do that sound better.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer, that's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We are defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office?
They might have sent an innocent man to his death.
How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order, 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 order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows.
Well, that went...
I know where the stream is headed, though.
That went smooth.
Innocent of that murder, at least? Yep. No, you see, he tried to write Remar, rowing in Spanish, in reference to the famous swimming-loving man. Yep. Well, why was Goodman killed anyway? We will never know.
Trust me, this is still going to be a very long day in this courtroom. We're still gonna get there.
Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth, through arguing all of these things, will solve every single unjust thing happening in time, in the history of Japanifornia. Anything but the case we wanted to.
Well,
I love how the game
right.
lampshades that no one knows where this is going. Yep.
But we still have, before we're going to end, we still have one more thing to talk about that we mentioned earlier.
True.
And that is the Shadow Realm. So let me jump straight into that by letting you tell the story.
So, yesterday was Saturday. On Sundays, stores in... So you're on a Jack the... Well, would you know? Yesterday was Saturday.
Oh.
On Sunday in Germany, grocery stores and stuff are closed. So if we need stuff for the weekend and Monday morning, we have to go out Saturdays. It was also really, really warm yesterday morning. Like already so 100 degrees. So we went early. Like we left the door at 8, I think. Shortly before that.
A bit before that.
We walked a bit to go to a supermarket nearby. And we go through the store, we pick up a couple things, and we're done. And then we take an escalator to go to our next destination. And normally, when I see there's not much going around, I stand next to Tifa on the elevator. Yes, I am the person blocking your path. If I don't see you, I'm sorry.
It was fully empty, it's fine.
Yes. In which case, either Tifa or I, we move the other person to the side so that people can pass past us. Which is, the right thing to do. Stand on the side so people can move. And then Tifa grabbed me by the shoulders, as she lovingly always does, and she pushes me to the side gently like, hey, make space, somebody is coming. Tifa, would you like to describe the person who was coming?
No,
I will do it.
I think you're better at describing these events.
It was 8 something in the morning. We had been fast. Past us walks a lady who looks like she has partied all night. She looked pretty beat, like tired.
She probably did.
Yeah, which, like, awesome. If you can pull an all-nighter and then go shopping at 8 in the morning to buy like a drink or something to like rehydrate, more power to you. Either because of the heat outside or because of a party she went to, I believe, rave, whatever. She had like this like neon bracelet thingy happening, so I'm guessing a party.
Which was also the most of what she wore.
That was the most covered up part about her, yes, because this is why we're talking about the Shadow Realm. She was wearing this very...
It was like a bra.
It was like kind of like a bra, but also a top. Like
yeah,
halfway
but
in
also
between
very
both.
small. Basically, if you take a roll of tape and you go across your boobs and backs and put thingies on it, that's the bra.
It was very revealing. Let's say it like this. Which is fine.
I mean, it's fine.
You do you.
It
like,
was warm.
Whatever.
Wear what you want.
If I was offended, I didn't need to look.
That's not the problem.
Yes. As she walks past us, when people walk past you on a staircase or on an escalator, you reach the point, like you basically scan them from top to bottom.
It was a long escalator, by the way.
And I don't know about you, but when people pass me on the side, I look at them. At the very least...
I just look up.
Yeah, at the very least, because I want to make sure that I make enough space, especially if I was in their way first. So I look over to the left and I see the lady walk past me. And then we get to her lower half, and I think it was a dress, originally, like a one-piece dress. that she had rolled down. Rolled down so much that
into
it was
like this thickness on her hips.
The formerly dress she was wearing, I believe, had rolled up, as in rolled down, and up at the same time, to the point where it was effectively a more wide belt. Which, again, whatever. The thing is, if you walk past somebody on the stairs or an escalator, they get a low angle view of you, and
I'm
Tifa,
still standing there looking up. Jack was standing behind me.
yeah, so I'm seeing that there is not much to see, and I avert my eyes because I don't want to see it. Tifa didn't.
I'm in my own world at those moments. I just keep looking up.
So as the lady walked past us, Tifa looked directly into the shadow realm.
I even said that I'm seeing the shadow realm.
Yes.
It was an interesting shopping trip.
My eyes moved when I saw that there was cheek. That's when I was like, okay, that's enough for me, thank you. She went commando, yes.
Apparently.
Yes.
I mean, I don't blame her for moving up her dress and everything at all. It was really warm yesterday.
Yep.
But you can't do that if you're not wearing anything under it. And especially not if you're going up. And there's people behind me. My innocence was lost yesterday.
If this was me, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think she had any nefarious reasons to do this. But for a moment, like after I realized when Tifa said, like, I looked into the shadow realm. After I realized, like, we both still walked behind her for like 10 seconds because we had to exit the store. And we were talking to each other. Should we tell her?
She was definitely aware.
And then we were like,
there is no way you can dress like that and not be aware. She had nothing on.
I think she just didn't bother or didn't care.
If she was dressed more and you could tell like her dress was just like slipping up as it sometimes does, then I would have gone maybe like, hey, watch out.
Sorry, but you know the dress is getting shorter. Yeah.
In this case, when this is what you're wearing,
Effectively.
then I'm quite sure you're aware and don't need telling.
Yeah, I mean, she can wear whatever she wants. It doesn't matter to me. But Tifa got a good look at everything. Who can say they saw a full moon at 8 a.m.? Yeah, true.
Must have been a good party at least, though.
I guess. If there is a party where I, like, especially with this heat, where I go to it and then I'm still awake that late in the night / early in the morning, it has to have been good. So more power to her, honestly. More power to her.
That's what we still wanted to get into.
Yes, and that is the Shadow Realm story. Now I can scratch this off. Tifa, is there somebody for us to raid?
It's getting warm here too. And
yes, it is.
No, there is not. Which means we're just calling it a night. Which is good too, because I have to get up extra early tomorrow.
And I have to go pee again, so perfect timing. I don't know what it is with me today. Usually the water like gets evaporated through me sweating because it's warm as well, but today it's just... Yeah, why did I make that sound? I don't know. Don't let the blue badger bite you. Hopefully no. Tifa, I will press the button because when you did it...
Before you do that, the funny thing is though, the song of the Blue Badger doesn't even get stuck in my head because every time we sing this song, which is considered one of the most annoying tunes in the Netherlands because it's from a ride in a theme park.
The Efteling, we've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't even hear the other song because that song is all I'm hearing every single time.
It's the Dutch version of A Small, Small World, and the song is... It gets to you. It gets to you way before the ride is over and then it never leaves you. We've been there 10 years ago. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. Anyway, I gotta pee.
We are going there again soon.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us and getting closer to the end of this case. We're back on Tuesday with Omori. See you then. Bye!
Bye!